What is up, everybody? It's Blue Moon Mining here, and Bitmain just released, or not really released, but they announced the S23 line of ASIC miners already. I could have sworn they just announced the S21s. I mean, they're like an iPhone out here. They're announcing a new thing every year, apparently. But yeah, so they have an S23 air cooling and immersion, and they also have a hydro. So going into the specs here, the air cooling model is going to have 318 terahash at 3,498 watts. That's 11 joules a terahash, which is extremely efficient compared to the S21s. And they have an immersion mode that has a normal mode of 368 terahash at 4,048 watts, or a high mode of 442 terahash at 5,304 watts. Now, that's a huge jump up from the current ASIC miners on the market, the S21. And these are their base models. Just remember, the base models are the least efficient of the lineup. So once they get closer and closer to the actual release, which it sounds like they're releasing these in Q1 of 2026, so next year, they're going to start announcing the pros and the pluses and maybe the XP. You know how Bitmain does their BS, but they also announced. Well, here's the hydro. I found it on their website. Looks quite expensive. I don't know if that's a placeholder price or what, but that is expensive. They also announced that they are moving manufacturing into the United States of America, which would be great because that means they're going to manufacture in the U.S. and they can ship out of the U.S., making so you don't have to pay, tariffs or any kind of duties and stuff. So that is huge news coming from Bitmain. And yeah, so let's go into profitability. I slapped on the hydro one right now. It makes about 32 bucks a day. That's zero electricity. I don't know what, most farms that have these big boy ASICs, the hydros, they're going to be probably paying like shit, probably 2 cents a kilowatt hour. You don't have to worry about what they're paying. They're only paying 79 bucks a month to run this thing. But I'm keeping it at zero for now. Going into what most, people are probably going to end up having is the air-cooled unit, which is 318 at 3,498. I'm just going to say 3,500. Screw it. It's always around there. So that's making about 18 spankaroos a day before electric. I don't know what most people would pay if they're going to buy these things, but yeah, so that's not bad. And then you also have 368. Oh my goodness, 368. Sorry, I'm doing this right after dinner, so I might have the hiccups here shortly. But 40. Let's just say 4050. That thing's making 20 spankarunos a day as well, and that's got a high mode of 442, which is actually quite a big jump in hash rate from normal mode to high mode. But 53, let's just say 54 or 5400. It's always 100 or so watts off, but yeah, that's making 25 bucks a day. So that's pretty cool. Honestly, they just released their newer S21s and they doing all this down here thing. So hearing the fact that they're coming out with an S23 already was kind of a big slap in the face. But the efficiency is pretty crazy of a jump considering they just recently started getting their S21s out. So yeah, I thought I'll just bring that to light. Don't need to make that big of a video about it, but I thought I'll just bring that to light and show you guys the news from Bitmain. We got S23s, and they're going to start manufacturing in the United States. Hey, that's a lot of stuff to take in one day. They have a lot. Of course, they have a lot of other crap going on in the background, but what am I going to do about it? Nothing I can do much about it except for be like, hey, that's pretty cool. Let's see where that goes. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.